What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, bringing you incredible guests from all over the world, so sit back, relax, and tune in. My next guest is an entrepreneur. She is a therapist. She's also a podcast host, a writer, and a psychotherapist. Please welcome Katie Wenger. Katie, welcome to the show. I'm so excited. Yes, this is going to be awesome. So I want to start off by saying you had an interest in psychology when you in high school. So can you talk to us about that, like what that looked like? Were you going through some things or what?
Well, what it really was about the psychology class that I took in high school, they offered it as an elective, and it was interesting to me. And it was really the neuroscience part of it that brought me in, how our brain, obviously controls so much, but how our thoughts are related to the actual physical parts of our brain and how that can be changed. And you can actually, form new neural pathways, and, other ones can diminish as you change old habits, and really learning about how people could do that within their own mind. And then there was this career where people could help others do that and feel better, feel better in life. And that was what really I found interesting about it and drew me in.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Like I said, I had an interest too. I love to read books. I was such a nerd. I didn't have a lot of friends in high school. I just would go to the library and read books by myself. And I found it very fascinating just to how psychology, like there's people there, like you said, that neuroscience it's so embedded in us, and we have like the power. I mean, we only use a certain percentage of our brain. Like we have so much more that we can tap into. So I find it very fascinating. So talk to us about how you got into psychotherapy and the creation of higher fulfillment.
Sure. So I worked at a couple different group practices, and I realized that I wanted to be out on my own, have my own private practice, so that I could be creative in the ways that I wanted to with the treatments that were offered and the ways that I worked with clients, and really be able to make it exactly what I saw it being and what I thought would be most helpful. And the way to do that was to build your own practice, build your own company. And that has been one of the most fulfilling things in my life, is seeing that come to fruition. And obviously, it's a lot of hard work for any entrepreneur. It's extremely difficult, time intensive, and you got to push out those feelings of self-doubt probably on a daily basis, at least for a while. But it's been very rewarding.
Yeah, no, and plus it's kind of like so I feel like with what you do, it's like more pragmatic, whereas being an entrepreneur is like taking major risks. So the two kind of almost don't like, they almost clash with each other, right? So it's kind of like, but I love it. The way you lit up when you said that you that on your own is great. So talk to us about higher fulfillment and what you do for your clients.
So I work with individuals and with couples mostly around the topic of exploring where you fit and where your individuality is within the relationships in your life. Okay. So, and that can be broader than it sounds, but it can be, breaking childhood patterns that you're still in with your family and origin. It can be finding the most healthy and successful romantic relationship for yourself. It can be within parenting. So I work with clients to really process and let go of those old thought patterns and be able to embed and create for themselves what they want in their mind all day. I always say, we live within our own mind. So we want it to be a peaceful, positive place. And a lot of times what people don't realize is that you can create that for yourself. So making those plans is a lot of the work that I do with individuals. And then with couples, there's the added layer of understanding that from the other person's perspective, and how do you fit together and do this process of growing together rather than growing apart. as you go through the stages of your life. We all change and we all develop in different ways. And we're a very different person, 10 years down the line than we were 10 years before. And how do they do that together? So with couples, it's a lot of acceptance and understanding of the other person and defining what they want their relationship to look like.
I love that. Yeah, we do definitely change. Do you think that a lot of people you work with, I mean, when you start working with them, all are struggling with some kind of childhood trauma?
Not everyone, I think a lot more than you might realize are. And the ones that aren't are still dealing with what they were taught or certain things that people said, whether it was their parents, another caregiver, a teacher, like any negative words or specific ways of thinking that don't fit how they want to live their life now are really stuck in on repeat in their brain. So a lot of what we're thinking does originate in childhood, even if we haven't had any trauma.
Yeah, yeah, very true. So if they're looking for a, better like a loving relationship and they have some of that trauma, do you deal with that trauma first in order for them to get to a place where they could embrace a loving relationship?
Absolutely, because you can't have that loving relationship when you have something that hurtful deep within you. And a lot of people suppress it or compartmentalize so that they can move forward with different parts of their life, career and family and relationships. But it's still there and it's still impacting you. It's impacting every choice that you're making. And number one, it's impacting how you see yourself.
Yeah.
So it is very important to address that and heal that before moving forward with relationship.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. And so you do a lot of different like courses and stuff and webinars, and you have an affirmation book. I love that. And so
I
you
do.
you also have an upcoming release called Obstacles Under the Surface: How to Keep Your Subconscious from Negatively Impacting Your Life. So I want to hear a little bit about your webinars and your courses for your clients.
Sure. So I have the Strengthening Your Mindset course, which focuses on that individuality and how do you maintain your sense of self and all the ways that you want to be in the world within the relationships in your life.
Sure.
And how do you push back when someone either tries to change you or influence you in a way that you don't want to be, or pressures you to take a certain path. And that course really goes through all the details of those types of things so that you can strengthen your own mindset and make it your own.
Yeah.
The Better Together course is for couples and it is looking at communication patterns. It's looking at that perspective of the other person. It's looking at, as we said earlier, how you define your relationship while also allowing each other to be their own individuals and be who they want to be and do some of the things that they want to do on their own.
Yeah.
So it creates like a relationship plan that you can enact and come back to because we all slip back into the old patterns. So it takes a while, especially for a relationship, to change course to a more healthier route. So those are the two courses that I have online right now. The affirmation book. I have an affirmation book, a second one that's coming out specific to some of these judgmental thoughts of self.
Mm.
And then I have the Obstacles Under the Surface book that's coming out later this month, where it looks at addressing the smaller and more detail oriented issues that we commonly look at, but going a level deeper to what is subconscious and freeing yourself from that pull on your psyche.
I love the title, Obstacles Under the Surface. It's like
And
it's so creative, but really so basic in a way, because we don't realize that we have all this stuff going on and we have to learn how to navigate getting over those obstacles. So I love that. How long are the two courses that you mentioned? How long does it take for someone to complete them?
Well, you could complete them in a day, really. I mean, there's 6 sections in each one. So there are different you'll go through each of the 6 sections, which have the articles, the videos, the visualizations, the worksheets. You can also add on to those courses, though, 2 consultations with me per course where people can ask questions and we can go a little bit deeper into the material for them to get the most out of it that they can.
Awesome. And is there a cost involved?
Yes, there is. So for both courses, you can take the first section. You can do the first section for free to
Okay.
see if it's for you and if it's something that you want to go all the way through. And I believe right now they're priced around 149 and 199. So they're very affordable and can really make a huge impact. And you have access for a year to that course.
Awesome. I love it. So tell us about the affirmation book. How did that come about?
Well, it's something that I think is part of any healthy mindset, especially for the clients that I work with that are trying to change that negative way of thinking into positive. And it's something that a lot of people look at, and a lot of people know what positive affirmations are,
Yeah.
but really making it part of your everyday life is the way to make it be most beneficial. And what I found with a lot of the affirmation books out there is the affirmations were very general and they seemed very similar. And I wanted to create mine to be more detail oriented to negative thoughts that I was seeing a lot of people have, my clients and other people that I work with or consult with, and make that more specific. And the way that I find it being most helpful and what I do is I put them on sticky notes on my mirror,
Yeah.
and you can change it every day or every week. But that way you don't not do it. It's right in front of you.
So you do it too?
I do.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah. Can you tell us one of your affirmations that you have right now?
Yes. So one of them focuses about being fun and letting go. So it's I can enjoy my life today and let go of.
Free spirit.
Yes.
I love it. We all need to be a little bit of a free spirit. Okay, so now let's talk about the book. So obstacles under the surface. How long did it take you to write it?
It's been about a year. So and it has taken many different forms. And where it's at now is really where I think it was meant to be. Like, it ended up where it was meant to be, but it kind of shifted over time. And it really started out when I started writing it, it had more to do with loss and grief, and this idea that all anxiety is traced back to our fear of death.
Whoa, whoa, that's
And yeah, like the ultimate anxiety causing and the ultimate that we can't control. And a lot of people try to control things about their life. So it morphed into looking at these specific obstacles, some of the more common ones that I was seeing in individuals that were holding them back in other areas of their life. So that grief and loss part is mentioned in there. And if it is something that you've experienced, how you process that and how you let go of control in general of the things that you can't control, which includes the fact that we're not here permanently. And coming to peace with that is really a way to find inner peace.
yeah, for sure. I love that. And that's going to be available this month.
Yes. So April 23rd, it's being released on Amazon,
Awesome.
and it will be on my website as well.
Very cool. And so you also have a podcast. The title is the same as your book. So tell us about the podcast. What can people expect to find if they tuned in to your channel?
The podcast goes a little bit more into depth on specific parts of the book and things that are in the book. So there is a part about, one of the episodes is about trying to control things about other people. And one is about really like self-esteem, self-confidence, and how when that is lacking or decreased, it can really negatively impact a relationship, and how you can become more confident in yourself and in the relationship so that you're not, questioning the other person. Where were you? What's going on? That type of thing. But I also do an episode on, and it's very important to listen to your intuition. So there's a lot of things in life that we feel, I know for me personally, it's like a feeling in my stomach. So it's a physical sensation, and I help people identify what that is for them. And then it's those thoughts or things that keep coming up that you really shouldn't ignore. And it might be not be fully what you're thinking, but it means something. And out of fear, a lot of people ignore that and can go down the wrong path.
Yeah. Wow. I love it. Where can people find you, connect with you, and purchase your book? If they're connected with what you talked about today and want to like take one of your courses, where can they go for that?
So my website is higherfulfillment.com. I'm on Instagram as the relationship consultant.
Oh, I like that.
I'm on TikTok, Katie Relationship Expert. I am on Facebook under Higher Fulfillment. And in all those places, you will be able to find information about my book and when it's released, all the services that I offer. And really the best place to go where everything is held is the website, where you can find articles that I've been featured in and articles that I've written, as well as the podcast. You can access the book to order. You can access the courses, purchase the courses there. And also for those that are local and are looking for that individual or couples therapy, that can be found there as well. And also an exciting piece is that the beginning of the year, I hired 2 counselors to work with me who are also seeing clients. So they're on the website, and they're really excellent women who do very good work.
Congratulations. That's awesome. You guys, I'm going to put her website link in the show notes. I'm going to put one of her social media links there as well, and her podcast. So go follow her podcast, go follow her on social media, and go check out her website. If you connected with her today and interested in purchasing the book, go to her website and pre-order today. This is the part of the show where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
I think to follow what will lead you to that inner peace and happiness for yourself. And that will translate into your relationships. That isn't always a lonely path, but that is where you have to start with. And having peace in your mindset throughout the day is the most precious thing. And it radiates out to everyone around you.
Amen to that. All right, Katie, thank you so much for being a guest. It was an awesome conversation. It's awesome to have you and hear your story. Congratulations to you on all your success and helping people and being a relationship expert, because I know a lot of people need that help.
It's that challenging to navigate. You're right.
Yes, it is. Well, we all have room to grow. So the more guidance we have to grow together, the better we are. The better we are as a couple and as a society, right?
Yes, very true.
All right, you guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guidance.